Hello, everybody. This is Bimbo Barbarella trying to do this restream again. I don't know what the problem is, um, but I usually don't do shows on Mondays. However, there's something that um, has come to light um, to pretty much everybody I in this country and pretty much everybody in the world. It's the ongoing problem with depression. And it's amazing how things just got so miserable. And it's not only the United States, it's pretty much every country in the world. Things are just miserable. People are miserable. And you know that on my shows I usually try to do upbeat, shows, talk about music, trivia, have fun, do a little laughing. Um, but I'm no sort of psychologist or anything. So, um, what I'm about to say about depression is just me from my point of view and my perspective. Um, I think a lot of it has to do with how we as a people have just um, lost our, self worth. And um, there is some goodness still in the world, but just all in all, people are just miserable. Some people, they're miserable and depressed, and it could be a ongoing thing. It could be something you've dealt with for 20 years or something that you've dealt with all of your life. And I'm just going to use um, points of my life to, give some sort of perspective. Um, some of you know that on Friday, I had a small accident with my new car. Well, it wasn't new, it was 2014 Honda Civic, but it was new to me and it was a good car and it ran good. And as I was coming home, a dog ran in front of the car and I was making a right turn and I cut the turn too quick to avoid hitting the dog and I ran over the guide wire. And the guide wire is those those metal rods that hold up telephone poles, or I'm sure they don't hold them up, but they just sort of balance them or something like that. And so I was able to drive the car home. I called the police because I wanted a police report. So the state trooper said, "Oh, you have to go back to the scene because there was property damage. So I have to fill a report." And I didn't know that. So I did that. And the car was drivable, 100% drivable. The damage was that the wheel well was cracked and was hanging. So I kind of had to tie that up. The front bumper was cracked. The um, right headlight was smashed. And now, as you're making a turn, you're only going 10 miles an hour. And So I called Geico, our car insurance, and today they had a adjuster come out, and I wasn't at home because I had to go with Cat Daddy Al to two of his doctor's appointments. One of them is for prostate cancer, which is depression number one of this whole little depression countdown. I don't want to be funny, but that's a good name for a song, Depression Countdown. Hey, Mark, what's up? Miss Easy Street with Jen, how are you? So anyway, so the adjuster came and um, he was nice. I talked to him on the phone, but my car was considered totaled. Totaled. It's drivable. The hood opens up. Everything, but it's considered totaled. So um, I'll be okay because I still um, owe quite a bit of money on the vehicle. Um, and for like what I owe, I have what's called like a gap addendum, which to the bank fills in what the car's value is worth. And Cat Daddy can't do vehicles anymore, but he still has a friend who runs a car shop. He he fixes and repairs cars, and that's what he does. That's what he's done for a living for 40 years. And he came over when we got home, and he honestly said that the repairs were probably $3,000 would be a rough estimate, maybe higher, but so Geico totaled the car out when the repairs were average, I'll say maybe 4,000. And they're giving me back for totaling the car out $10,000. So me and Al still owe like $5,000 on the car because we took out a loan from the bank because I really didn't want to sink all my cash into paying this car. And I do know that the state of Florida, I don't know what states you guys are from, but in the state of Florida, there is no insurance commissioner. There is no insurance commission. Nobody in the state of Florida looks after these insurance companies to make sure that what they're doing is legal and on board. And Al's friend said, and he says that he sees it all the time. Cars that can be salvaged, can be fixed at a reasonable price, get totaled. And he says that he believes that it's done on purpose in this state so that they actually can get the car cheap, fix it, and then resell it in a different state. Okay, and our politicians don't do anything about this. They don't care anything about this. You know, If the bill would have been $4,000, yeah, it would have to take in money out of 401k and stuff like that. But could have paid it off. But no, so now I have to go through a whole um, bunch of shit. Um, I'm not get. I'm sure we're not going to end up owing any money. Um, but I'm out of vehicle, and guarantee. And when you make a turn, you're turning to the right. I was going maybe 10 miles an hour, if that. And there's no way that it could have done all this damage to this vehicle when it's able to drive it home, drive it back to the scene, and then drive it home again. And that is cause for somebody who has issues with depression to, just go on a tangent, go on a crazy binge. And one thing with me is another reason why I sometimes, am depressed a little bit is because every time I seem to get something nice, it there's something goes wrong with it. Like this car, I've owned it for 7 frickin' months. You know, um, another car I had, it had um, a um, a tree fall on it, and this was in Tennessee. And it had a tree fall on it, and because Tennessee has a insurance commission, they were able to um, do whatever they did that the car was not totaled. Um, and Al's a friend said that what these insurance companies do is they claim that it could be the sensor for the airbag could be off. Okay, the airbags did not, pop out. Like I said, I was going 10 miles an hour. Airbags are not going to pop out if you're going 10 miles an hour. And like I said, it just seems that all my life, anytime I've ever had something nice, it ends up, becoming, bollocks. And that would certainly lead to somebody's depression. Um, and I am able to handle and work through things like this because I certainly don't brag about myself or anything like that, but I am very good when it comes to like doing paperwork and all of that kind of stuff. I'm very good at it. So I've been doing paperwork pretty much all day since we got home from Al's appointments. And sometimes you know things just become overwhelming for people and they don't feel like there's any way out. Um, I, my opinion, like I said, I'm no doctor. I think it's because people just find it easier sometimes to just give up and just say, I don't care anymore. Okay. I have survived 7 cancers. Anybody who has survived cancer one time, I give you props. I give you props. That is a terrible, debilitating disease uh, that can pretty much wreck your life, wreck your bank accounts, wreck your whole physical um, feeling about yourself. And now I find that chances are high that I have blood cancer, which I've always known that I've had, but they think that it's acting up. So what does that make? 8? Is that going to hold me back? No. I'm going to fight it and do what I can to not let it get the best of me, to not sit there and cry and stew and woo and the thing with Al Cat Daddy. Um, a lot of people have seen him um, live on stream, sometimes going like bat nuts. And I'm his caregiver. I'm his power of attorney. Don't think that that takes a lot out of somebody too. But it's just things that you have to do. And I wish people who felt depressed almost could just like do what I do and just work your way through it. Don't give up, because giving up, it's not going to solve the problem. Giving, if you give up, you're giving in. If you're doing even a little bit to try to fight it, that will make you feel stronger. And again, these are just my own opinions, and if you don't agree with them, that's fine. I don't expect, anybody to agree with me. Um, and a lot of it too is like with like the current, almost like 5 times a week, daily shootings, mass shootings, 6, 7 people. Sometimes it's people that that the shooter doesn't even know. Is Gets me thinking, what could be so terrible in this poor person's life that would make you do that? And I just wish that our government, who I can blame for 99 problems, but I ain't got one. Now, I got to be a little funny once in a while, but I blame the government um, because they don't take mental health seriously enough. They don't. They just brush it off, be it Republican, Democrats, liberal, communists, Antifa. Um, it's always somebody else's problems. It's the gun's problems. No, the gun is not gonna walk up and shoot somebody. It's just like that dog. It's like that dog. Al said, Well, and this is coming from Cat Daddy, the man who you've seen has cats crawling, and he says, "Well, I don't know. If the dog was gonna, do that to my car, I might have hit the dog. I would have felt bad, but it's not the dog's fault. It's not the dog's problem. It's now my problem, and it's my problem, and I have to deal with it. I have to be strong inside and deal with it. And like these people who go through these shootings, what is so terrible and bad in your life that you have to do something like that? And I doubt anybody has the answer, because you could give everybody medication, but then we'd all be walking around, like the zombies in The Walking Dead. I don't know. See, well, then you could shoot them. If they were zombies in The Walking Dead, then they shot him then, and that would be okay because he's a zombie. Um, and like I said, just going back to me, just everything I've had is just doesn't work right. So Mark Kropka has the answer. Okay, let's hear it. Maybe everybody moved to Winnipeg, and then it's just so cold all the time that you just you got to stay inside and you can't go out shooting people. Um, see, and now I lost my train of thought, and it was a very very important thought that was in my head, but it slipped out. It fell out. I must have turned my head too quick. And that brings me to why there's a lot of people's YouTube channels that I won't go on, because all they do is complain and bitch about things that, if they just stopped complaining and bitching about them, they might actually maybe not go away, but they wouldn't become so important in your life that just festers on you, just festers. Oh yeah, one of the robots. Yeah, I don't know. Now I kind of wish that I did live on a robot world. But going back to like those shows, I mean, because I have some good friends shows that I don't go on anymore, and I've told like the host. I'm not going to mention any person's names, but he was one of the very few people that I first met on YouTube that um, I just don't like all of the crap that's on your show. And he even said himself, he says, you know what? I get tired of it too. He gets tired of it too. And another problem with depression, and again, these are just my random thoughts, with depression, is people now, because of social media, feel like they have to be knowing everything in your business and about your life. You know, everybody that ever comes on my channel, I appreciate it. But there's a lot of people with social anxiety. And what I believe happens is that the world is now one giant open oh, television show like the Truman Show, where everybody is live 24/7. And there's some people that just don't like that. They don't like to be seen. They don't like to be talked to. They don't appreciate other people getting into their business. I don't like people getting into my business. And if you do, you know that I ain't going to put up with the bullshit. But there's some people that can't do that. And there are other people who do that to such a extreme that it's gets to the point where they end up harming themselves because me and Easy Street with Jen, we actually know somebody in that situation. I'm certainly never ever going to mention anybody's name if they're not in the channel or in the stream. I certainly would never mention anybody's names because that's not my business. That's not my job. My job is to try to be fun and try to have a good time. Do you think having possibly 8 cancers is a good frickin' time? No. And like I said, there's some people who have survived one cancer, and that's great. That's wonderful. That's so tremendous that you did that. That's a beautiful fact that you survived cancer. Because there's a lot of people younger than me. Oh, look at those poor kids at, the hospitals, who are born with cancer. Can you imagine, how messed up your life must be starting with cancer? Oh, hello, Lighthouse Girl. Well, thank you. Um, Itmo. Nitmo says the recent one in Allen, Texas is about 20 minutes from my place. Yes. Oh, yes. I do know where Allen, Texas is. Yeah. Yeah. And then Lighthouse Girl says, I totally agree with your opinion. And I appreciate that comment, but I'm really not doing this to try to persuade anybody. It's just that now everybody is seeing it more prevalent. Just and one thing that you will never hear me go off on because I mean, if somebody invited me on a channel, I would talk about it. Like the whole nonsense with gender and all that. I am not going to do a show on it. I refuse to. If somebody invited me on a channel, I would say my piece, and probably a lot of people would probably not like what I say. Oh, how I feel about, this whole, you know, LBTQRZXY, everybody has a frickin' label now. Stop. Stop. When I was a kid, there were men and women, and that was it. That was it. And I do realize, because I have known more people than a lot of you have, who fit into like different categories and feelings, but you don't need a goddamn label to say that you're asexual, to say that you don't prefer any gender. Yeah, that's fine. You can say, but you don't need to bring that out into people's face, holding up signs. And that's what's, like I said, I'm not going to talk about it on my channel, so I'm not going to go there on that. Um, Let me see. There was what else did I want to say about depression? Yeah, it's easy for me to sit here and tell you what I think, but what I think is not worth a can of creamed corn. It's what you think, what you feel, what you have to overcome about being depressed. Just if you're feeling depressed, just try to do one little thing positive. Maybe go out and spruce up your yard a little bit. Go out and walk around the block. Some of you might live where you can't do that because you don't know what you'll be getting if you walk around the block. But just try to do things to make yourself just feel a little bit happier. And I think that it will just create this own little wave in yourself that can help you escape some of this depression. Some people cannot escape depression. Some people just can't escape depression. And because I think a lot of people don't want to, they want to feel sorry for themselves. They want to feel like, oh my God, everything I've ever owned is fucked up. Do you remember last year? And I've talked about it before, when I was riding my bike and I got hit by the golf cart on my bike. I still have a little scar on my leg, and my bike still doesn't work right. I mean, it works good enough for me to ride, but it's not the way it was. But you have to take stock of what you have and try to improve it. Try to improve something in your life, no matter how small or inconsequential it may seem to somebody else. It might be better, for you. Just that one little thing. Like I said, go out and, clean up the sticks in your front yard. Get a retention pond, like I have, and go fishing. Well, I don't know if I can condone that, because the only thing I ever catch are, of course, the two-headed fish and the lampreys. So, okay, maybe that's not a good thing. Because everybody remembers, when I was in the hospital because I ate that two-headed fish. And people think that I'm making that up. I'm not. That is 100% exactly true. And Easy Street with Jen does know that's true. Because She has seen the retention pond where the two-headed fish lived. And so Lighthouse Girl says, I've become to like living in my bubble since COVID. Yeah. And don't get me started about COVID either, because you notice how, I'm not going to dwell on it. I just have to make a statement how you never see Fauci anymore. Because Fauci, in my opinion, should be in jail for the rest of his life. Because President Obama, he wasn't my favorite president, but I would rather have him, than the piece of seaweed that we have now. He actually told Fauci that they could not do these tests at the CDC in Atlanta. So what did he do? He went over to China and did it. And that is the fact. You can look that up. That is truthful. I am not making that up. I am not making that up. Some a lot of times when I do my show, I'll make something up to be funny or stuff, but when I get seriously talking, I'm not going to make shit up. I'm not going to feed people any made up stuff. Just like I said, eating that two-headed fish, I did not make that up. I did not eat a can of chicken in a can. Even though I know where you can get it, I'm not eating chicken in a can, but I did eat a two-headed fish and I paid for it. I paid for it because I was in the hospital for 3 weeks. I mean, the fish looked fine. It just had two heads. And I says, oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Oh, that fish must be smart. It's got two heads. And you know where I get creamed eels, Itmo? It comes from a episode of The Simpsons. And The Simpsons, they're having a hurricane in Springfield. And so like Marge, she goes to the food store and they don't have a lot of food left. They have creamed eels, they have corn nog, and something else that is just as disgusting. Yeah, because I use creamed eels all the time, but I'm not going to take credit for that, even as funny as that was, because it's just funny to think of creamed eels. And actually, oh, this is the truth. There are people that actually take lamprey and they skin them and they serve them and they do the steaks just like you would a snake. And if you've ever looked at a lamprey, I mean, you talk about somebody depressed. Holy Christ. Oh, freaking lamprey is down there and runs across the mirror and looks at itself and it says, holy fuck, what did I do to deserve to look like this? Because lampreys, they open their mouth and they're nothing but like round teeth. I don't know where their eyes, I don't know where their stomachs, I don't know where their ears are. They're just nothing but like a big long log of teeth. And trust me, I've eaten snake. never eaten a lamprey, and I don't know any restaurants that serve lampreys, and I'm not going to go looking for a lamprey shop. See, and now this is what I'm talking about. Joking and have a little bit of fun. And if you've ever watched my College of Knowledge show, at the end of a show, I always, thank everybody, thank my panel, thank the right side chat. And I say this because this is true. I don't have a YouTube channel for any other reason but to entertain myself. And I try to entertain other people. So, because I don't know, sometimes I think I'm kind of funny. Sometimes I can be obnoxious and loud and overbearing. I could go on with adjectives because I'm like a walking thesaurus, but I'm not gonna. So the main thing that I wanted to get across is about depression and I'll repeat it, and if you've heard it before, you're going to hear it again. Try to do something for yourself for a change. That's going to make you feel just a little bit better about yourself. Just a little bit better. And hopefully that will crescendo into just feeling a little bit better every single day. Because everybody wakes up. Everybody wakes up probably several times a week saying, oh my God, today is going to suck. I know it. And it does suck. And it's going to be a bad day when you're getting dressed and you put on, your left foot on you put on your left shoe on your right foot and your right shoe on your left foot, and you realize that you didn't know it, but they fit the same. That that's going to start your day off bad. Or else, you're getting dressed and you're going to work or you're going out and you're drinking a cup of coffee and you're fine and you're wearing something white, and just that one little tiny last bit of dribble coffee from the cup goes right down the front of your shirt and says, oh God, it's gonna suck. And so then you're walking outside and there's clear blue sky. You get 2 blocks down the street, a big cloud opens up on top of you, starts raining. Doing something creative is a good activity to help with depression. Yes, doing something creative. I mean, I don't expect everybody to be able to run a YouTube channel, because, really, this is not that easy. It's really not that easy, and it's because I've always held a confidence in myself that has worked for me now through all of the depression that I'm experiencing. So, and Rita says, or like me a few weeks ago, wore 2 different but similar shoes out. Oh, there was one. Oh, there was one time that I was wearing like a blue top and like a green shorts or green shirts or something, and I have Converse of blue and green, like five different colors, and so I intentionally wore a blue and a green shirt, and there were people in public saying, "Ma'am, um, um, you have on two different color sneakers," and I says, "Yeah, they go with the outfit," and oh, oh, jeez. So Lighthouse Girl says that she would not have a YouTube channel. It would consume me. Um, yeah, but you have to be able to have some time to yourself. And again, that wherein lies, the depression, doing something good for yourself. Because being on YouTube 20 hours a day, like some of these, chuckleheads are, that's not good. That is not good. Here, and I have to say a compliment here because I don't get many compliments. Thank you. Intended is one thing, being a ditz is another. Yes, that's true. A gator punk in school who always wore different shoes. I mean, I was wearing different shoes when I was going to college at Florida State in like the early 80s. I would wear two different colored shoes. And nobody cared. Nobody said anything. Now because people are always in your business because we live in this world where we're so consumed with what other people are doing. And I mean, how many times have you just watched somebody in a doctor's office? Nobody talks to anybody anymore. Nobody says hello. They're too busy on their phone. Oh my God! Somebody said something bad on me on Instagram. Oh, oh my God! They said that they didn't like my hair. Oh, what do I do? What do I do? Oh, stop! Turn the son of a bitch off. Turn the son of a bitch off. And I already mentioned that. That's a big problem now too. Is that people have lost control of themselves in social media. I honestly think that, oh, that's true. And like I said, these are just my opinions. I'm not a doctor, though I play one. But I did get a very nice compliment, from Al's cancer doctor today, because he went to a cancer doctor because he has prostate cancer. And like I was talking, to his doctor, and if you have cancer, you see what's called a oncologist. And so I was telling him a little bit about my history with cancer. And as we were leaving, I asked him if I could see, the CBC of Al's blood test. And he says, you know what? Most people, they don't talk like you do. And I said, what? What do you mean? He says, most people, and this is what he said. I'm not making this up. He says, most people, they're not intelligent and they're not engaged about their own health. And, and he says, you just don't talk like other people do. And so I was going to give him one of the cards to, the Bimbo Barbarella music program. but I didn't think that he would watch anyway. So, no, but that was a compliment, that the doctor, said that I don't talk like other people do. And to me, that is high praise. That to me is high praise. And I'll say it again, that is high praise. That's a lot of times I go out of my way to use a different vernacular than most people do. And if you don't know what the word vernacular means, that whole sentence means nothing to you. Wait, what is this? Rita says, not me. I talk to anyone that stands still long enough. Unsubscribe to other people's issues. Rita says, it was Bimbo. Okay, what did I do? What did I do? If you can hear, if you can hear Al, he's out there, yelling at this cat Ringo. And this cat Ringo, and this cat Ringo is just noisy for no reason. It just sits there and just screams because it wants to be petted. It wants the attention. And so Al gets to the point where like he'll just start like screaming at the cat, shut up, shut up, shut up. And then Ringo the cat gets even louder and wilder. Cat wrangling time, yeah. No, see, but Ringo's good like that. Oh, Ringo's good like that because he keeps Al out of my hair. Then he comes in and says, "Oh, I put that cat out." I said, "Go ahead. The cat likes being out." Yeah, but then he goes out and he wants right back in. I said, "Well, don't let him in." Hello, Coach. I'm just having a little impromptu discussion about depression. Yeah, imagine that. Bimbo Barbarella is doing a serious topic for a change. I hope that this doesn't throw people, that I'm actually doing something, sort of meaningful. I don't know. People might not know how to act. They might say, oh, that really wasn't Bimbo. Oh, that really wasn't Bimbo. That was just another, one of her clones or doppelgangers. Well, because we already know, that there's Pansy, me, and the Valkyrie. So who knows? There could be more. God, wouldn't that be frightening if there was? Oh, the thought of two of me is terrible. Three is bad. Imagine if there was a fourth one running around. God. Yeah, Coach, and yeah, there's really no need to answer anybody's questions about that because everybody knows what getting doxxed is and how it can, you know, fuck up a lot in your life. Oh, look what it did, to, Pansy. She completely wiped out her channel. And then she asked me to take over. So, so, um, yeah, and that's another thing. And, um, which maybe ties into depression. It's when somebody does something like that, um, what are they gaining out of it? What are they gaining out of it? Um, are they so depressed when they look at their life? Their life is so bad, so depressing that they have to go out of their way to make other people's lives just like theirs. If you're that kind of person, nobody wants to be like you. Nobody's gonna attempt to be like you. I know here in the state of Florida, and they passed this earlier this year. If if you get caught doing what's called doxing, or like any sort of um, like 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 social media slandering or stuff like that, it's a felony. It's a felony, and they take this very serious. There's been a lot of cases here of like 16 and 17-year-old people. They're not getting tried as children. They're getting tried as adults because they did stuff like that. Now, to me, that is fantastic because maybe, just maybe, it might make somebody, say, a little less younger or less mature look at that and say, maybe I don't want to do that. Maybe I don't want to do that. And here where I live, there's a city called Pinellas Park. Um, and this just happened Friday, probably as my car was crashing into a pole for 10 miles an hour. He sent off some emails to the to his school, to the um, sheriff's office. That's Pinellas County, and the Pinellas Park police. How he had lots of guns and was going to shoot up his school. He sent them to those agencies. And then after they, besieged his house, run through his house, he says, "Oh, I was only kidding. I was only kidding." Okay. You obviously were not kidding if you're sending it to the sheriff's office. If you tell your friends, you know what, I hate that son of a bitch, I'm going to kill him. That's not the same as intentionally emailing, the school, intentionally emailing the sheriff's office. You're not doing that for a fucking joke. And I don't know, I haven't heard any more about it, but he is going to be tried as a adult because he's old enough. He's going to be tried as an adult because you can't make jokes about that. And a lot of us are older in my age. I mean, you never did stuff like that. You never did. You didn't even think about doing it because we weren't living in this world where we have to try to impress the next person. You see somebody hit themselves on the head or like drive a nail into their head on YouTube, and you say, "Oh my God, well, I want to try that too." Who are you trying to impress? And that again leads to depression. That's part of depression because they have like no self-worth. And again, all these opinions are just my own. Oh, hello, Satellite Man. Oh, hello, Suzanne. Yeah, and Suzanne, she knows it's true because she lives, close to me, so I'm sure she heard about it. Yeah, and I mean, and Suzanne is going through some rough times too, with her husband. And I'm certainly not going to bring any of those issues, to the table, because even though, we're best of friends, it's not my position to do it. And I won't. It won't. I mean, we'll talk about it in private, but not going to mention anything here on chat. And most of you people I have great relationships with. And that's why I've said too before, my channel, that I don't want 1,000 viewers. I don't want a bunch of people having the address to my, to my channel who I don't know. I want people that, I at least have some kind of connection with. Yeah, because if you remember that, that little thing that I was doing about the Motown show, when Suzanne, she pushed me in the pool. And none of that was planned. That was all quality, not quantity. Yes, yes, Rita. Yeah, we need to put Bimbo in the pool. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Suzanne, and you heard about my car, right? I'll tell you later. Because I don't want to go through it again. I don't want to rehash the whole thing. And Jen and Miss Easy Street with Jen, says it true here. Everyone has problems, and that's life. No one needs more complications ever. The problem is people, when they see their problems, they aren't able to stop them from becoming more complicated, or they just add to the complications with more of the same problems. I mean, the definition of insanity is keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. So, okay, and I'm sure that's enough depression channel. And like I said, oh my God, it's been an hour. And I did have quite a bit of viewers, a lot more than I would have thought on such a morbid topic. Um, um, so, this coming Friday, the 12th, I look great. Well, that's because I'm not all wet. That's why I look good. Thank you. I'm not all wet. Friday, I'm gonna do a show about favorite science fiction movies, and so far, I've got Professor Bopak to participate, and we'll see who else wants to. It should be good because most people like science fiction, and our next College of Knowledge Top Rock show is going to be May 19th. I owe you nothing. So you owe us another hour of fun, positive, uplifting content. No. No. Okay. And Suzanne says, that she's got some earrings for me. Yeah. Yeah. And they're probably mine that you found at the bottom of the pool from when you pushed me in. Um, okay, our if you want to write this down now, because I'm sure that your lives depend on on the College of Knowledge with Mark and Captain Chris and Easy Street with Jen. Um, I'm even gonna write it down because I'll forget. Um, okay, this is knowledge. Oh, Christ, I spelled knowledge wrong. That's pretty sad. Um, the topic is going to be um, songs from the 80s. Okay, and they can be um, probably going to do like probably going to do like 12 songs from the 80s, and it can be any artist, any genre. It can even be Journey or Queen or REO Speedwagon, some of those people that I hate. But it's got to be a song that you really like from the 80s, and you can only do one band, one band, per song. So you have to have like 12 different bands, one song from the 80s that you really like. And trust me, I'll know whether it's from the 80s or not. If the album was released in November of 1979 and it didn't become popular until March 1980, I'm not gonna argue about that. But don't be trying to throw in, stuff like 1978 and claim it's from the 80s, or don't try throwing in stuff from like 1992 and saying it's from the 80s. Bruce Hornsby's fine. Yeah, okay, yeah, but one song that you like about that you like from Bruce Hornsby, and then you have to have 11 other different artists. I'll explain it more later, but that's kind of the gist of how that's going to work, and that is going to be on Friday the 19th, which is another fun day because I get to go to Moffat again. And um, some of you, Suzanne and Jen, they know what Al's van looks like because I've got to go to Moffat on the 19th, which means I have to drive his giant van. I might as well be driving a Greyhound bus down there because his van actually literally at one time had 12 people in it. And you guys have seen it. You know how big it is. So, so, um, yeah. So hopefully that'll be a good show, and it should be good because we're going to get a lot of different answers and responses from people. Yes, Rita, 180 song from 12 different artists. Right, exactly. Exactly. It's so like Prince. Prince could be in there, but it's only one song. Tank, hell, I don't know if they drove into a head-on collision. I don't know who would come out worse. Al's big Econoline Ford or the tank. And Easy Stray says it's like one of those creepy, nondescript vans like a serial killer might drive. Yes, Suzanne, and that's correct. Yeah, because she knows. And she's actually been in that thing too. And I don't know, the thing is so big, that people could use it, like as a, van living down by the river. Oh, just take out the seats, put in a bed, put in a bar, you know, make a little loft up there and have like a second floor. You can have a pool room, not a swimming pool, but like a billiards room. Yeah. Oh, this thing is big. But because Al does take good care of his vehicles, it gets close to like, I don't know, like 20 miles like 20 miles a gallon. He gets good mileage out of it. So, because he takes care of his vehicles. Okay, well, it is 9:45. I don't know, maybe I'll stay on for 15 more minutes and make it a full 10 o'clock. Yes. You can strap. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And watch out for low bridge because then you'll be saying, hey, honey, oh, what happened to Bobby? And you see Bobby laying down the road still in the pool. Good night, Miss Rita. And it's always a pleasure to see you. If anybody wants to come up real quick and just make a comment about anything I said, feel free. If not, that's fine. Oh, clean up on US1, yeah. Poor little Bobby in the pool. As long as Bobby's, flotilla device stayed in the pool with him, he'll be fine. I'll see you tomorrow. I gotta go to sleep. Okay, yeah, because Suzanne, she does some sort of program where she has one of those things that she counts her steps. Al's Magic Bus. Yeah, okay, Lighthouse Girl. Yeah, what I need to do is I need to paint it kind of like the Partridge Family bus. Maybe when Al passes away and I keep it, then I'll paint it some funky color. I'll paint it, like pink and purple. And hear him out. Oh, you probably can't hear him, but he's yelling at Ringo the cat. Be quiet, or I'll throw you outside. All right, now, guys, I'm tired. I'm gonna go. I had a long day. Another 6 o'clock morning with his 2 doctor appointments today, and talking with Geico and all that shit today. Yeah, Suzanne, but I got to tell you about my stupid van. Unless you want to watch the show, you'll hear all about it. So, well, I think I'm going to wrap it up. Want to thank everybody for coming on. Like I said, I appreciate everybody who was up on panel, which I guess would be myself. I want to thank everybody that was on the right side chat. Had a lot of people. Had a lot more people than I would have thought, because Oh, this is the first time that I've ever done anything on a Monday. I don't think I can ever think of a time that I did a chat on a Monday, but I was just up and awake, so I figured I'd do it because if I waited to do it later this week, all of my thoughts, that were in my so-called brain probably would have dissipated a little bit. So I want to thank everybody for coming up and spending some time with me and listening to my rant. Like I said, that these are like very few and far between that I ever do. And it was just something I think that needed to be said about depression and how it affects everybody. And to repeat myself just one more time, just try to do one nice little thing for yourself tomorrow. Maybe, maybe you're on a diet and you see something that you really like to eat. But you say, oh, I can't have it. I'm on a diet. Just have it. It's not going to hurt you. It's not going to kill you. But you'll just, I think, feel a little bit better. And then the next day, do another thing for yourself that will make you feel good. And that just might take away some of the depression that we're all feeling. And you know what? When you don't need your phone, turn it off. And I'm a bad one to talk because everybody who knows who's tried to call me, Jen, Suzanne for one, they say, oh, you never answer your phone. Oh my God, you got 48 voicemails. Well, that's because my phone is off. Yes, and this is true. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Miss Easy Street. Yeah, there's lots of resources too. Um, talk to friends. Talk to friends. Maybe, somebody you trust. Tell them how you're feeling, what's making you feel depressed, making you feel anxious, making you feel nervous. Yes, and so Jen cooks and does gardening. It's your meditation. I would say post your link here, Jen, but I'm sure pretty much everybody knows it. But if you want to do it real quick, go ahead. Because I'm sure everybody here knows it. Yeah, so like I said, I'm going to wrap this up. I still have a lot of paperwork and stuff that I have to do for Geico. And one other thing that I'll never forget that my mother, she said, besides, that I'm funny, that I'm a funny person, is she said that and she said this back when I was in like my 40s, before she passed away. She said that I would make a good lawyer because one thing that I am very proficient at is like paperwork and legalese and filling out documents and constructing all sorts of stuff like that. I'm very good at it. So quiet, 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 quiet. And so then I hear Ringo the cat just keep going. Row, row, quiet, row, quiet, row, quiet, row. And this is going to go on until one of them falls asleep. Which who knows? If it keeps going on for too long, they'll both fall asleep because I'll hit them on the head with a rubber mallet. No, they'll both be sleeping. So, all right. So, like I said, I'm gonna get going. Thanks for everybody, and Suzanne, really, if you got nothing to do, come over tomorrow. We can do something. And I got to tell you the story about my car and just about how nonsense and bullshit the whole thing is, I think. I mean, I'm not a politician and I don't make the rules. So, yeah, Ringo versus Al. And Ringo and the reason why this cat's name is Ringo is like it's gray and it's got like all on its entire body is like thick black stripes. And it's just not, like partial. Oh, these are like full rings. I've never seen a cat with full rings. And he really does look cool, but he's just noisy. Shut up, shut up. Okay, guys. Yeah, okay. Lighthouse Girl said she could hear Ringo. Yeah, good. See? Okay, okay. Well, I'll tell Ringo that even he has a fan on the Bimbo show. So no, because that might make him happy, and then he'll stop bugging Al. Oh yes. Good night, everybody. Good night, Satellite Man. Everybody. Good night. Farewell. Thank you for listening. And like I said, I don't do these often. When I do, I want to do them with a purpose. I just don't want to sit here and yammer and complain about a bunch of crap. I want to complain about a bunch of crap, but have some content to what I'm complaining about. Okay, guys. Bye bye. Like I said, coming up Friday, science fiction. Um, and Professor Bopak said that he is probably going to be able to do it. So that'll be good because we haven't seen him in a while. Okay, bye bye.